Welcome to Sportpen.
Hey there.
We're plunging into the remarkable journey of Mia Hamm today. Really getting into it.
Yeah, it's quite a story.
We're not just, recounting her career. We're trying to dissect those pivotal moments, that unbelievable drive, and those iconic plays, the things that really transformed her into a legend.
Right. And maybe figuring out what greatness even is in sports.
Exactly. Our mission.
Mhm.
To understand that DNA of greatness and how figures like Mia don't just play the game, they actually, they redefine it.
It's fascinating, isn't it? To think that the foundation for this huge American icon was actually laid down in Florence, Italy.
Yeah, that's wild.
As a toddler, like barely a year old, she was already just soaking it in. A culture where soccer was everything.
Mhm.
That early, almost osmotic exposure, it must have given her a really deep, intuitive feel for the game, you know?
Absolutely. Like she just absorbed it before she even knew what she was doing, right?
Totally.
And that spark, it clearly ignited something big. By 5, she was like bursting to get onto an organized pitch.
You can picture it.
That eagerness, so young. It says so much about just a fundamental passion, doesn't it?
It really does. And if we think about her background, being a military BRAT and an ATCK,
Yeah.
constantly moving, adapting,
Right. New places, new cultures all the time.
that probably forged an exceptional level of resilience
Yeah.
and mental agility, too.
Yeah.
Qualities that are just crucial for any top athlete.
You're so right. That constant uprooting, it could be tough, sure, but it also builds this incredible ability to just roll with the punches, thrive in the unknown.
Yeah, adapt well, you adapt.
There's even that funny story, isn't there, about her, like, almost aggressively mastering potty training
Yeah.
just so she could keep up with her older sisters and go to school. That determination, even then, it's almost comical.
That anecdote is definitely telling. And then you got that moment in Italy, you mentioned Florence,
Yeah.
intercepting that soccer ball in the park.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a random kickabout, right?
Yeah.
It was this instinctive thing, a connection. You see that natural affinity just pop up.
You can almost picture this tiny kid suddenly just locked onto this soccer ball. But it wasn't always easy, was it? She's talked about feeling like an outsider sometimes
Mm-hmm.
as a kid, wanting to join the boys' games, but being held back by, shyness and maybe the unspoken rules of the playground back then.
And that highlights a challenge so many aspiring female athletes have faced, right? Navigating those expectations, those limitations from really young.
Sure.
Her desire to play, despite all that,
Yeah.
it points to this inner drive that just wouldn't quit.
And it really shines a light on how important her adopted brother, Garrett, was.
Oh, massively.
He was this incredible early influence, wasn't he? Pulling her into games, nurturing her love for all kinds of ball sports.
She even called him her secret weapon.
Yeah. Someone she looked up to, learned from, that early support system. It must have been just invaluable.
Undeniably. And it's also important to touch on what she called the curse, her intense emotions.
Right, that intense.
Her lifelong journey to sort of understand and manage these really powerful feelings. It offers a fascinating contrast to any idea that maybe being a boy on the field is somehow simpler.
Good point.
It reminds us that every athlete, no matter how successful, is navigating their own internal stuff.
Okay, so from those early sparks, those influences, let's look at how she developed. College at UNC seems like a real turning point.
Absolutely. A crucible, like you said.
Especially her coach's approach there. It wasn't just about running drills, was it?
No, not at all. It was about cultivating independent thinking, learning to dissect and solve problems within the flow of the game.
So developing those in-game smarts.
Exactly. Preparing players for the unpredictable nature of a match. Not just executing set plays, but fostering adaptability, tactical intelligence.
And that quote from her coach seems simple, but experience will always dictate what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, she felt it was a bit of a brush off at first.
Yeah, initially.
But later she got it. That experience is really just messing up a whole lot. It's such a profound, relatable truth, isn't it?
It really is. Growth comes from those mistakes, from learning through them.
It's a powerful perspective, and because she internalized that, later on as a veteran player, she'd mentor younger teammates.
Yeah, helping them see that errors aren't failures. They're essential steps on the path to getting better.
That willingness to share that hard-won wisdom, that's real leadership.
Definitely. And her development wasn't passive either. She actively sought to become more complete.
Right. Focusing on fitness, studying the game.
Watching film, talking to teammates, and just, trusting the process.
It's a very deliberate, kind of holistic approach to getting excellent.
That proactive, multifaceted approach is so crucial. It highlights that elite performance isn't just about talent. It requires this comprehensive commitment, physical, mental, tactical.
And it sounds like the whole environment at UNC, emphasizing daily challenges but also mutual support, that really fostered a growth mindset.
Absolutely. That combo of pushing boundaries but also having that strong team ethos seems incredibly potent.
If we unpack that growth mindset idea a bit, it's understanding that abilities aren't fixed, right?
Exactly. They can be developed through dedication, hard work. The UNC program clearly drilled that belief in. Continuous improvement wasn't just encouraged, it was expected.
She had some incredibly sharp takeaways on reaching elite levels, things that apply way beyond sports.
Oh, yeah.
The sheer necessity of relentless hard work, pushing past your comfort zone.
And not being crippled by the fear of failure.
Which is huge. She even admitted that at 15 she realized, I was not very good.
Which is amazing, coming from her.
A surprisingly honest assessment from someone who'd become a legend.
That early self-awareness plus that unwavering commitment to get better, it just perfectly illustrates that growth mindset in action, embracing discomfort, seeing setbacks as learning opportunities. That's fundamental.
And this idea of making that conscious choice every single day to be fully committed.
Flipping on the light switch, as she put it.
Yeah. That level of intentionality is just staggering. And then her emphasis on adaptability, being able to adjust when things don't go to plan.
That daily recommitment, plus the agility to adapt, vital for navigating the obstacles, the disappointments that inevitably come up when you're chasing excellence.
You've got to maintain focus, but also be flexible in how you get there.
Right. She also touched on the potential loneliness at the top.
Being comfortable standing out.
Yeah, and that constant drive for refinement.
Yeah.
Even the small things, like carrying the water, to set an example.
Little acts of leadership.
Yeah.
And valuing teammates, understanding collective strengths and individual vulnerabilities. Finding power in that vulnerability even.
These points really underscore how critical leadership, humility, and self-awareness are for achieving and sustaining elite performance. Recognizing everyone's role, acknowledging your own limits, signs of real maturity.
And finally, that powerful concept, being invincible even when you fail.
Wow, that resilience.
Yeah. Plus, the bedrock of confidence and the importance of giving back to the sport that shaped you. It's a really comprehensive blueprint for greatness, isn't it?
It truly is. That emphasis on bouncing back, contributing to the future, it shows a deeper understanding of success. It goes beyond just personal trophies to legacy, inspiration.
Okay, here's where things get really electrifying. Those game-changing performances and the recognition that came with them.
Yeah, the big stage.
The 1996 Summer Olympics in Atlanta, monumental. U.S. women's soccer team grabs gold. It felt like a real watershed moment.
It did.
Really announcing the power of American women in sports globally, especially with Title IX having paved the way.
The 96 Olympics were definitely pivotal, showed the tangible impact of equal opportunities, and showcased women's soccer as a force internationally, no doubt.
And then, of course, 1999, the FIFA Women's World Cup.
Oh, 99. Unforgettable.
That event had such a seismic impact on the whole athletic culture, didn't it? Inspired a whole generation of young girls. I remember being glued to the TV for that final. The energy was just unreal.
It transcended sport, became a cultural phenomenon, captured the nation's imagination, and left this enduring legacy for women's sports in America.
And who can forget Brandi Chastain? That iconic penalty kick, the celebration in the final against China.
A photo heard round the world, practically.
The pressure was immense. And you can't overlook Brianna Scurry's incredible save just moments before that. Drama at its absolute peak.
That whole sequence, Chastain's kick after Scurry's save, became an instant symbol of triumph, female empowerment, a visual of the team's collective will.
Then you have Mia herself breaking the all-time international scoring record. Her 108th goal against Brazil.
And that was a tough match, right? Really physical.
Fiercely contested, intense physicality. To hit such a milestone in that kind of environment, it just speaks volumes about her focus, her determination.
Totally. To surpass such a huge record amid all that intensity underscores her exceptional mental strength, her ability to perform under crazy pressure.
And it wasn't just about those huge headline moments either. One analyst described her overall consistency as, well, basically perfect.
High praise.
In terms of pace, finishing, positioning. That sustained level of excellence. That's what really separates the greats from the all-time greats, isn't it?
That remarkable consistency, game after game, season after season. It's a testament to her relentless dedication. Not just flashes of brilliance, but continuous, exceptional skill and awareness.
It's almost funny. There's that anecdote about someone playing a virtual soccer game
Oh, yeah.
and getting their best ever results just by adding a digital Mia Hamm to their team.
Huh. That's brilliant.
It's a fun, maybe slightly silly testament to her perceived impact.
But that virtual success, while lighthearted, definitely reflects how people saw her. Exceptionally talented, incredibly impactful, even in simulation.
And let's not forget, she became the leading international scorer in soccer history, surpassed Pele for a time.
Which is just staggering.
Yeah.
Absolutely staggering. Puts her right up there in the pantheon of global soccer legends, period.
Surpassing Pele's record, a monumental achievement, shattered benchmarks, cemented her legacy among the true icons.
And even when she wasn't the one scoring, her game evolved. Her improved defensive work, her sharp passing, hugely influential.
Oh yeah, opponents often had to double team her, right?
Frequently, which of course just opened up space and opportunities for her teammates.
That evolution shows a real deep understanding of how to control a match, even without scoring.
That evolution into a more complete player, influencing the game in so many ways, highlights her adaptability, her strategic depth, needing two players to mark her. Clear sign of the constant threat she posed.
So, stepping back, looking at the bigger picture, what does Mia Hamm's career tell us about, well, the essence of greatness and her lasting impact?
It's a huge question.
We have to remember the hurdles women's soccer faced, right?
Yes.
Especially the lack of stable pro leagues historically.
Definitely. Relying so heavily on the national team, the college system, that was the reality for cultivating talent for a long time.
That historical absence of a solid pro league in the U.S. really underscores how vital the national team and NCAA were for players like Mia Hamm.
Thankfully, we've seen real progress. The growth of leagues like the NWSL, providing more consistent pathways.
Yeah, huge strides. And Mia Hamm herself became this incredibly recognizable, admired figure, a true icon way beyond just soccer fans.
Her recognition was widespread. She became a cultural touchstone, didn't she? Inspiring people from all walks of life.
Nike naming its largest building after her. That's a pretty powerful symbol of her impact.
Huge statement.
And she actively used her platform, right? Endorsements, Letterman appearances, commercials, even a Barbie doll.
All aimed at elevating women's sports, inspiring young girls, using her visibility for a bigger cause.
Her willingness to engage with mainstream culture, lend her name to things. It was instrumental in raising visibility, challenging those old perceptions of female athletes.
It's interesting, though, thinking about how the media portrayed her sometimes.
Yeah, how so?
Well, there sometimes seemed to be this tension, celebrating her athletic skill, but also still emphasizing more traditional feminine ideals.
I remember that. Like that People magazine article focusing on her natural beauty, almost downplaying the insane effort and dedication that went into her sport.
Exactly. That tension in media coverage reflects that broader societal negotiation, doesn't it? Female athleticism versus traditional gender roles. The focus on appearance sometimes overshadows the athletic achievement.
It's a stark contrast to how male athletes, like, say, David Beckham, were often portrayed. He could embody all these shifting identities.
Good comparison. It often felt like female athletes were held to a narrower, more prescriptive image sometimes.
The comparison with Beckham really highlights the different ways gender and identity get constructed, get commodified in sports media. Male athletes often had more flexibility in their public image.
But things are changing. We've seen encouraging growth and visibility, support for women's sports, platforms like Just Women's Sports providing dedicated, consistent coverage.
That feels important. Like the seeds planted by pioneers like Mia are really starting to blossom now.
The emergence of dedicated media platforms signifies a really positive, crucial shift. Consistent coverage is essential for continued growth, sustained recognition.
And the enduring impact of the 99ers, that 99 World Cup team, on those who lived through it.
Oh, yeah.
People describe it as life-changing. That's the kind of influence that echoes way beyond just the final whistle.
The profound personal impact. It speaks to the transformative power of sports, doesn't it? The influence of role models in shaping aspirations, expanding what people think is possible.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, it feels undeniable. Mia Hamm's journey, from those early days in Italy to that relentless drive, those unforgettable moments, she's cemented her status as a true legend.
No question about it.
She didn't just play soccer. She genuinely helped rewrite the whole narrative of women's soccer in America and really around the world.
Indeed. Her career stands as this powerful testament to what dedication, resilience, and the courage to challenge boundaries can achieve on and off the field.
Thanks for listening to Sportpen.